So, how are you?
I'm great. I'm always good.
Uh-oh, that was muffled.
Okay, let me move to another area. I gotta see. Okay. I'm great. I'm always great.
Oh, Camille, nice to see you. Long time. Yeah, so what a catch-up Saturday it is, guys. It's a catch-up Saturday. It's really time to take stock. We're going to talk about some vision goals, okay? Because we're headed toward the end of one year and the beginning of another. So when it comes to reinventing, reimagining, rebranding, all the re's that we can think of, it starts with what you want to pick up and what do you want to put down. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, leveraging, guys, leveraging your talents along the way. All right, so how did I trade my job for my business and more? So come on in, grab a seat, grab a drink. And I know most of you are on this. Well, I gotta kind of rethink, reinvent, redo. All right, especially redo. Ralph, what do you want to redo? I know you want to redo something. What do you want to redo?
I wrote this book that teaches kids how to um, like translate English, Japanese to English, but it could be used for American kids too. How to make sentences, how to break it down. I mean, to the point where it's like really simple. And so there are some parts in it that I need to redo, like adding how to go from like did to the verb and the infinitive. Kind of know what I mean? So it's like, do you eat? Yes, I eat. So the do and the eat, the do is the verb, the eat is the infinitive, and then change that to the eat and how that works. So I have one paper where it goes from do eat equals to eat, but I have to add something in there to reverse it and stuff. So I need to redo that.
All right. So in the meantime, while we kind of get into this topic of how are you going to put something down and then pick something else up? How are you going to redo what you've been doing in order to, um, you know, sprint toward the end of the year and then leap into the new year with a new, uh, just strategy, right? We're not going to leave everything behind, but we are going to be strategically prioritizing, right? You got to do that. Um, it's not an all or nothing, situation, but at least we have to recognize that in order to go into a brand new year, we have to focus and prioritize so that we are moving forward at all times. And in the meantime, what I want you to really do, guys, is to take stock in this conversation, take stock on how you've overcome, and not just how you overcome, what have been your true wins. One of my true wins is always moving forward. I love to move forward. I love to go ahead and just, hey, if I'm not getting the result, switch it out. Try, just like a good coach, switches out players. That's it. Switch your strategies out. Okay, what was working for a period of time may need to be replaced for now. Just keep that going. Let me tell you about a conversation I just finished. Um, okay, I have an online business, and an associate or friend, um, teacher as well, also started an online business. Okay, and guess what? She has run her business on her own. While for me, I've had coach after program after coach after program. I'm always in a program, I'm always with a coach. Okay. So, how did that help me? Having a coach and being in a program has helped me. You know why? Because I've, when we were talking, okay, guess what? Now she's in math. She teaches math and she teaches math through college. So she does, like you, Ralph, high level math. What's happening right now for math teachers, they don't have enough math teachers. Schools are doing semester long. That means you're going to have math for the first part of the year, and then you're not going to have math for the second part. Or you didn't have math, you will not have math for the first part, and you will have math for the second part. So teachers are in demand. All right, they don't have enough teachers, especially secondary math teachers. So that's the lane that she's in. I'm in English language arts. I'm in writing, reading, communications, right? um but she's able to do her business without these programs and coaches. But with no coach, no program. I have always had a coach and a program. So um, I see that I have a lot more like tactics and strategies up my sleeve than she does. And I really believe that people do need those tactics and strategies. The only drawback to what she's doing is she is teaching till 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so but we'll get into that later. But anyway, guys, we're gonna open up the floor. Hey, okay, good night, Ralph. Um, what's happening? Derek, the mother
Good
funder.
good morning, good evening, great day, good people. How are you?
Oh my gosh, we are so ready to kick this ball into next year. How about you?
Yeah, I was ready yesterday. I gotta let you know some of the great and amazing things that are happening and going on. The goings on. I'm currently in Utah, so I'm on a what I call a networking tour. And so I was just inspired to just go out and network because your network is your net worth. And so being able to meet some amazing people and connect with some amazing, powerful coaches. And it's so funny that you would talk about coaches because that's where I am right now is being able to collaborate and connect with those coaches as they provide me value. I'm also able to provide them value in return. And so what I've done is I've gone to DC within a 2 month span. I've gone to DC, Florida twice, and then now I'm in Utah. And so with the organization that I'm in right now, and so it's all business and real estate based. So in order for you to improve, you got to make sure that you're going into spaces and places like such. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm on a networking tour. And so the people that I've been able to meet are some high talented, high quality individuals in the real estate and business industry. And so what's so pivotal is that find a way how you can connect, and then what ways how can you train up and not train with people that are on your level, but train somebody that piques your interest. Right. And so Mr. Miyagi would not go to somebody who's on his same level. He would go to somebody that's better than him. And so that's what I've been doing is just networking, always improving my methods. And so getting ready to relaunch a brand new course and excited about that. And it's going to be a high ticket offer. And so because you don't want to just give away what you've earned and what you've spent a lot of money on. And so that's what I've been doing on this networking tour. So this guy by the name of Garrett Gunderson, who I'll be doing some work with. And then also in January, be doing some work with Matthew Knowles. So that's what's going on. So I'm just gearing towards this mass attack of travel and connections that I'll be making, Miss Coach.
All right. Oh my gosh, we're gonna unpack that for real. But um, before we do, let's just go ahead and reset the room. This room is going to really grow because, first of all, guys, in order to get ready for the next year, you're gonna have to evaluate. You know, you're gonna have to sort. We're gonna be doing some sorting. This room is all about helping you focus on what is your mm, addition, or how do you add to the marketplace. If you have not considered any type of business for the new year coming, uh, this conversation is going to get you to do that. Okay, because there are people who are already intrigued with you. Let's start right there. Okay, Derek, have you, I know people are intrigued with you, enthralled with you, like you do. You do the most. You're just fantastic. But do you know that people have a hard time seeing their true talents um, as viable out there in the marketplace? And so we want to start right there. We want you to start sorting what it is that is your true value. And you know what Derek is able to do, guys, and I'm learning to do this also. Derek is able to show his swag. Okay, watch his TikToks, his not TikTok, what is it? Reels. Watch his Instagram. Okay? He's able to show his swag. He's able to show his style. All right, look at his profile picture. That's it, guys. We're too cookie cutter. We are too cookie cutter. If you want to trade your job for a business, you're going to have to bring the personality out, the style, the swag. What do you say about that? Anything?
Oh yeah, it's a lot to unpack right there. Because you'll see me when I first got started. I was just real and like real. Like I didn't even know how to flip my phone over to how you change from the front view to back view. So I would have to actually flip my whole phone over in order to make it work. And then once I figured out how to do it, look, I'm like, hey, don't y'all judge me because I know how to flip. I'm gonna be the king of flip. And so it's just about having fun, showing people where you are. And even now, you're not always going to be winning. There's going to be some time when you need to tap in. And so a lot of times we try and do things on our own. And so there are programs that you can join that have great communities. And so I joined some communities, and then in the community, I started my own daily accountability group because you want to be around positive people. So when you have something negative to bring up, they can say, "Well, let's unpack this. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can find a solution for you." Because if you're trying to do business on your own, you already lost. So business is a group economic activity where that way if it might be something that you might be lacking, but then you talk to a partner and you say, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we're doing, and then just go from there. And so that's it. It's just showing your fails too as well. Like that's real. That's real because even so I'll give you an example. I had to get up under a house and I'm the lowest man on the totem pole. So, and I'm the business owner, but it's certain things you got to do that you just don't want to do. It's the unsexy things that really can get you to where you're trying to get to. And so I'll add that and I'll toss it back to you.
Yes. Okay, guys. So if you're just coming into this room and you're just catching this conversation, how I traded having a job for my business, that's what we are looking for. We are looking for a way to not be dependent, to not be concerned with someone else giving us what we can learn how to do for ourselves. Okay, and I'm not saying don't partner, don't have multiple ways to make money. But if you've been watching the news, there are layoffs, there's this, there's that happening. Guys, don't wait for somebody to tell you about your future. Do not wait. You be the determiner of your path. Okay. How come I'm on webinars where people are earning, 5, 6 figures a week on their webinar? A week. Okay. What is going on? They're putting in the work, they're putting in their swag, their style, and they've got a webinar that grosses them 15K a week. Now, let's do some easy numbers. What if you have a webinar and your package is 297? Okay? How many do you need to sell in order to make the 15K? Not much. Anybody got that number? Let me see. Let me grab my little okay. Let's say you wanted to make 15K a week. Okay, 15K divided by 297. Wait, hold on. Okay, guys. So, 50 units would have to move in order for you to make your 15K. Now, hey, what if cut that number in half? That would mean 7K for 25. Or if you had a upgraded package for a little bit higher, okay? Now, this is per week, all right? How about half of 25, something over, 12, right? For 3,000 a week. I'd take that times 4. That would mean almost, 12K for the month. All right, so if you do the numbers, if you think about the end goal, you should be either fired up or pissed off. Fired up because those are some easy numbers, or pissed off that you're not doing it. Come on, guys. We can get a successful webinar going and make 3K a week and sell 10 packages, however that configures.
You know what gets people messed up though is the technology. They don't know how to leverage. And so I'm the king of leverage. And so you just have to stay good at what you're good at. If you're good at ideas, figure out who can put all of the technology together for you. Stop making it so hard and just come up with a plan and just do that.
There you go. All right, guys. So we already know, hey, I want to trade my job for a business. I don't want anybody, um, pulling my strings like I am a marionette doll, and a puppet. All right. I'm better than that. I'm bigger than that. Here comes a brand new year. Okay. Third year in a new decade, not millennium. That the millennium started 20 years ago. Think about it, guys. What have you done in the last, few years? And of course, we're all coming out of um, that situation that we faced 2 years ago. But this is your opportunity. That's why this conversation is so pivotal. We're having it starting today because your vision is what you have to go with. We already talked about numbers. Start there. What do you want this thing to look like? I want to be earning $12,000 a month, either running my webinar or selling other packages, total 12 to 15K and up a month, right? And then back away from that into what you need to do. And Derek just mentioned it. The easiest way for you to get this going is online. It is online. Waiting to meet with people now. I think it was snowing somewhere. I just saw on Facebook, on the East Coast somewhere it snowed. All right. It got cold here in Texas overnight, but someplace else it snowed. You can't wait to meet up with people face to face. And also, you can put other people in charge of your online education. You don't have to be the one. You have to train them, but you can literally be turning it into a passive stream just like that. What do you think about that, Derek?
I love me some passive. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. Just make sure that we have strategies that can suffice and sustain. And you gotta get connected in the communities. The communities are the most pivotal thing because there's going to be a lot of people in there that can help you and guide you and give you the information that you need in regard. So that's what I think about that. So that's great.
All right. Well, I've got a couple of ideas for you guys. Okay. I do have digital products that help you with structuring, organizing a course or class. But before you get to that, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your goals and you got to get you have to make a plan to be visible. Okay. But all of that starts with, hey, Dominique, I can be visible. What am I talking about? Okay. Which is why we want you to go ahead and start to think about what have you put together in the last year, 2 years, 3 years? What have been your wins? um, what's intriguing about you? What can you bring to the marketplace? And so when you're going to present you, and that's what people are going to gravitate toward, even though your topic or whatever you talk about can be heard and seen in other places by other people, you bring the magic because it's you. um, we just did some number crunching. If you sell, I forgot what it was, but 10 people a week, $3,000. If you split that in half, 7 people a week, $1,500. Would that be an okay place to start for you? So all you need to think about is, okay, how do when you see, like, make interesting posts and you're like, what is an interesting post? An interesting post starts with you. Okay. So what I want you to focus on is, okay, I need help focusing on my, what makes me, what makes me special. That way you can put together your, your framework, your methodology, what it is that you have working for you. And then those people are going to gravitate towards you. And the more you focus in on that ability, your conversation, your presentation is going to get crafted even more. And that way people, you will be looked at as somebody who a person wants to speak with. Okay. So that's what we want to do here. That's how you start, not leaving your job right away or anything like that, but having a way to make money as yourself in the marketplace with your message, with your background, with everything that you've used to be successful thus far. Okay. And then sorting out, you know, what you want to leave behind and what you want to start. And hopefully, I hope that you're going to be looking at branding yourself and starting that conversation about you, for you, and how you can help others to do the same thing. So that's what we've been talking about today. Any thoughts on that, Derek?
Oh yeah, uh, ditto. It can't get no better than what you said. So it's just about to uncomplicate what people might think is complicated. What you guys need to do is just get started. Make sure that you can vibe with whatever you're doing, and then once you vibe with that, pretty much putting yourself in a situation where you're comfortable, and sometimes being comfortable will be uncomfortable, and just going from there. But that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
All right, guys. So if you need help with any of this, I want you to right away send me a DM, a message. You can write the word course. That lets me know that you're somebody who's interested in what I'm talking about. You can definitely tap into the course starter pack, or I added my digital business card in the chat, um, as well. Derek, I know I think you have a link. You could, before the room ends, you want to put it in the chat so that, it's clickable, or they can copy it. because after the room is closed, you can't add anything. You can't add any links after that. But go ahead and do that in the chat because one thing I know, information is really, golden for people who are looking. And if they stumble upon this room, this club on any given day or time, they need to have a way to get started. And that's what this room is all about, how to get started. Why? Because I know if I'm thinking about, hey, how do I keep building my business? How do I keep trading my old, a job or whatever for a bigger, better business? You've got your mind is working. Your mind is working, and you're coming up with that secret sauce. Okay, so before we close the room, I just want to say, you know, in order to know what your skills are, you're gonna have to take stock, write it down. Okay, what are you into? What fascinates you? What can you really bring to the table? You're gonna have to write that down. And it's not, I want to help people with credit. There are a million people doing a million things, but you're going to have to come up with what is your unique story and selling point that makes you the person that that somebody wants to connect with and have as their coach. Okay, guys. So I totally believe in having coaches and training, but make sure that you are developing that personality also. Okay, that way they not only um, buy whatever it is that you're providing if they're interested, but they stay with you because of a relationship that you build. Okay. In the meantime, of course, if there are any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to send me a message. Derek, anything you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, always. So if I can be of any assistance, if you're looking to get started in business or in real estate, and you need a system to put in place, just reach out to me. I put my digital card in the chat, and you can click on the link and just go from there and hit me up and let's connect.
Good. We have Gabrielle. Hello, Gabrielle. How are you?
Shalom, greetings. I am well. How are you? Just joining. The topic really drew me in. How I traded having a job for my business, and I currently do have a business, Clarity of Ya LLC. I've just not yet launched it. So just maybe a recap of what you guys had, or I can catch the replay. I see they're on as well. But God bless you both, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, yeah, just you know what? Mainly, we're talking about ending one year and then enthusiastically anticipating what we can do next year. So, what are you looking to do with your business?
Currently, I am working on getting my first book published, but it's a life coaching business. So I look to mentor and encourage women and men. Lord have mercy here. I just want to help people and show love to help them overcome limiting beliefs so they can reach their full potential because I know what it's like to be in a space where you feel hopeless. But just once we know who we are, we need to let our light shine. Amen. So God bless you and thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to speak on your platform.
Well, thank you. Can we get a little bit of insight, like how many people you work with? How long have you been in business? What are your numbers looking like so far? And are you scaling it or
Unfortunately,
growing it?
currently, my numbers are looking like not zero. I formed the business back September of 2021, and I just haven't launched it yet. I don't have my systems in place. So I don't have a system and I don't have the visibility, but I am looking into starting a podcast and YouTube channel to start building that community, that tribe, and spread the message. Amen. So right now I haven't launched; it's just formed.
Well, I have a question for you. My question to you, Gabrielle, is how do people know about your services?
Exactly. The systems are not in place. So I kind of had to go back and say my bad on that because I don't have any visibility. I do have an Instagram where I inspire people, read the Word of God in Scripture, but I don't have anything directed toward the services I offer. I don't have clear messaging and I don't have my packages put together. I did invest in a course. As far as launching your coaching business. So right now, I'm gaining a lot of clarity on what my niche is, who I serve, how I serve them, and whatnot. So I am pretty much basically startup, if you will, ground zero, startup business for dummies. Amen. Thank you.
Yes, that's I'm fascinated. If you don't mind, tell me a little bit more about that course. Was it DIY? Did it come with uh, lessons, live lessons? How do they do that?
Well, I got certified as a Christian life coach, and the course that I'm currently taking is just about marketing and launching your coaching business. So it's just a coaching course that I invested in that I'm currently taking.
And it was DIY, video, pre-recorded or live.
Yes, on Udemy and SkillStack.
Good for you. How resourceful. And you know what? I have to commend you because if you're going to use the two resources that you mentioned, you definitely have to do a little bit of your own. You have to be a little bit resourceful. How did you stumble upon those two resources?
Google, just doing some research, and I came across it, and I thought it would be a good investment.
And so, yeah, actually, now that's absolutely great. And so, have you been able to put together what I would consider like very comprehensive, like how somebody would grow with you, maybe from your I don't know onboarding, introduction, like how do they like they're a baby in your program. How do you swaddle them in?
That is a very good question. Again, I'm starting from ground zero and I don't quite yet have systems in place as far as getting lead generation and having email list and whatnot website. So I'm ground zero right now, haven't launched anything and have no visibility. So starting from scratch.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're going to be setting some goals, and I let's see where if you take a look at, and you said you put your course together already, right?
No, I have not. I'm working on my book, publishing my book.
Oh, oh, the book. Okay. So what you would definitely want to do is finish that book, and you can teach the course from that book. Is that your intention?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. And so they would read the book, or you would, how would you deliver that?
A lot of the questions that you're asking, I don't have answers for. It's a dream, and I am going to set goals for myself, but I don't have that all figured out yet. I'm kind of taking it day by day. There was actually a point where I was thinking about dissolving the business because it hasn't moved forward, but right now, my primary focus is just focusing on publishing this book and then going from there, creating group coaching and also maybe putting together some courses to kind of direct them on how to attain what they're looking to attain, increase confidence and knowing who they are. But right now, focus is a book. I am basically, like I said, startup. I know nothing. I know nothing.
Yeah, no, you know a lot. You're putting it together and you're organizing it so others can use it. What I want to invite you to do, let's see, I will add my YouTube link in. I will back channel you the YouTube link. I also do have a Facebook group. Um, the reason what the reason why I would do that is to show you examples of this of what visibility looks like. You know, like um, when you're in class with your cohorts and you see how they're doing it. Like, let's say your cohort is unpublished authors, and you see how they're setting time aside to write their book every week, and they're just giving you example. You see how they're doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I just added. Oop, that hand, that yellow. I always tap that yellow hand. That means by accident. Okay, I added the YouTube link. If you do not currently have a social media page where you drop a lot of knowledge or content, then go ahead and start a YouTube channel because it's a long game. But since you're actively writing, you could definitely drop videos that you could easily upload to YouTube and then kind of do a video. It's almost like a video diary of your experience. Um, Along the way. And you don't have to, rehash your book in your videos, but you could mainly give takeaways or any helpful insights that would help people just get to know you and what you've been through and how you can help as a life coach. You know what I'm saying? And so you can chronicle it very easily on a YouTube channel, and people would just find their way to it eventually. And that would be fantastic, as you're building your book.
I completely agree, and that's confirmation that was already in my spirit to do. So, absolutely, just even starting out with 10-minute videos and sharing insights or revelations that I've received that I believe will help inspire and encourage others. Absolutely agree.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
what is it that you do, Miss Gabrielle?
I am a Christian life coach, so I help empower women to overcome limiting beliefs, the voice of the enemy, to reach their full potential, understand that they're here for a reason. We're all gifted, um, so that they can reach their full potential. So just helping people get clarity on their identity and gaining confidence in who they are.
What community are you in?
I'm unsure of how to ask that. I answer that. What community?
So when I say your community, like who is your support system? So whenever you're trying to get started in anything, you want to have people that you can call, ask certain questions. That's what I mean, like your community.
Absolutely. Well, I do have a coach myself, Coach Shalonda, and then I have my community that I've built on Instagram. But again, I don't have it directed toward the products or services that I offer. I just encourage people with the Word of God.
Yeah, that's good. But so what I'm saying is that so to me, and it's good that you're being vulnerable because the only way that you can be helped is that you become vulnerable, and then people can give you tips, techniques, and ideas, and so then you can evolve from there. So when I say community, you're looking to uh, gain financially off of your work, correct?
Yes,
All right, and the reason why I asked it is because you got to be intentional with everything that you do. So
absolutely.
let's say when you're networking, You want to make sure you're networking in the right space and place. So if you are a vegan and you go into a soul food restaurant that don't that don't serve you, you know, that's a waste of time, and you're not getting anything out of it, right? And so you want to connect with organizations, get on Facebook pages, and talk to other coaches and organizations that are trying to do what you're trying to do, because it's going to take a lot more than just having this or that. But you have to be continuous and intentional regardless. So that's why it's important to have the right type of group and have the right type of coach for what you're trying to do, because your coach needs to be able to tell you how to set your profile up, how to grow your following, how to put that messaging out there to get to where you're trying to grow. We're just not going anywhere because I can go, like I'm in Utah right now. Like what is there to do in Utah? I don't know, but I'm here on business. So I wouldn't come to Utah without a plan because it's so far away from Alabama. So there's many other things that I could do. So I'm intentional. So you have to look at what your destination looks like at the end and then back it back. So what I did was I had the opportunity to, and I'm sharing this so you can take some tips and ideas and techniques, because I've been there, really didn't really know what I was doing, but I started until I got tired of just being there. I wanted to make a difference at what I was doing. So what I was able to do, I joined the mastermind. So from this mastermind, I was able to meet Justin Warini. That's the guy that plays Little Sweet. And so he was the second runner up for American Idol. And so I say that to say this is that I did a 10-minute talk on what I created was a success formula. And so now I've been taking this formula and shopping it around with different people. And so each person that I said that I sent it to, they gave me more feedback because they added on to my messaging because I was intentional with my messaging specific. I didn't talk about anything else. I talked about the success formula. What is a success formula? A success formula is a plan for people to be able to follow. It's a map, it's a guide, it's a system put in place so you won't get lost, because we are a lot of lost people walking around, and half of us don't even know that we lost. We think we got it going on. And so that was me, right? And so what I say to say, I'm impressing and expressing upon you, you got to do some more research so you can be more confident and more valuable to the community that you want to serve, because I can tell you have a message, you just don't know how to get to that proper message. So you got to make sure that you're tapping into the right community and then just go from there. And if I can be of any assistance, please hit me up on Instagram, and you can click on my digital card. My digital card is in my link. Would love to connect you with my community and how I got the moniker and the name, the Mother Funder.
Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate your feedback, and I absolutely agree. That's actually part of the course that I'm taking. It talks about how it's so important that we do market researching, look at others who have attained and are serving the same avatar that you are, and kind of look to that for guidance and inspiration. And then also, yes, getting involved with the community and getting involved with groups where your audience is. That way you can give your message, and then yes, I need to build more clarity on the message. So I'm ready for the ride, and I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for the love. I really do truly appreciate it. And yes, we do sometimes have to be vulnerable and admit we don't know it all. Amen. So, and mentors are extremely important. So I agree with everything that you guys are saying. Thank you so much for the feedback.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go ahead and reset the room really fast. This is Educate Your Space, you guys. I'm Dominique, host and creator of the club. We are here. We are a room of accountability supporters when it comes to educating your space. That means that no matter what you teach, you're out there doing it. No matter what you do for a living, you're able to teach it. You're able to create an education arm to what it is that you already have under your belt. Turn it into an income stream. Okay, this club is over a year old, and I'm so proud of it because I know that I have been a teacher in public school for my entire career for a very long time. And I help launch new teachers all the time. It's my passion, it's my love, because the way that I discovered teaching myself was around the way. It was not a direct, my dad is a doctor, my mom's a nurse. I had no one in my family is an educator. But when I started working in an office after college, it was not for me. And I thought about a dean I worked for at my college, and I wanted his lifestyle. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to become a teacher because I like the way he hangs out with his students. And never looked back. It's the only career I've ever had. And now with online learning, it's an industry that is growing by the hundreds of millions per year. And just a slither of that could help you and your family create a lane for yourself that is full of, just purpose and freedom. Okay, who doesn't want full-time freedom instead of full-time, somebody else's work, right? So think about it, guys. And if you want to come up to the stage, come on up, because that's what we're talking about today. We're headed into a new year, so why not be intentional about it? So how I traded having a job for my business, it's not, one or the other. It's however you want it to look, but do not let others configure what your life is supposed to look like. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah, anybody want to come up, just come on up, and then we're going to go into some more of this great talk and sorting out, like, how do we present ourselves and connect with, like Derek was saying, the right community, the people who need what we have, and start doing that exchange of value for value, your value in teaching and training, and the value of what it's worth. Okay, because you definitely teachers in the classroom do not like to work for free, and we don't like to work for peanuts either. I had to let that sit. That's an inside joke. But welcome, Charles and Dee and Frederick. Did you have any questions, Gabrielle?
Not currently. Thank you so much,
Oh my
Dominique.
gosh, I'm so, you know what? Because I know I was picking your brain. Like, did I?
No,
Did she
that's
get to ask?
absolutely good though, because you really opened my eyes that we need to be very clear. And when we're asked these questions, we should have a very clear answer. So the fact that, I'm having trouble with this, I really need to sit down and journal. And that's part of what the course will help me clarify so I can write it down, make it plain, and launch forth. Amen. So it was actually a blessing that you were trying to pick my brain because I'm like, I don't really know. So that's a really good question. So these are things that I really need to gain more clarity on and just go forward in confidence. So thank you so much.
Yes. All right. Well, if you are just coming in, we're talking about how I traded having a job for my business. And let's start, like I said, we're going to be sorting, guys. We want to sort, moving forward with whatever you want to move forward with, and kind of peeling off what we want to let do less of. Okay, I always do that, like with my clients on with the vision boards. I always do, okay, what do you want to do more of, and what do you want to do less of? Okay, it's not an all or nothing situation. All right, it's definitely something that your true intentions take over, and your whatever you are allowing uh, leads you to your next. Put it that way. And I was journaling about this today. Anytime I have gotten a win, in my life, it's because I did more of the new thing and less of the old thing, and the new thing just took over, and it was probably and it worked out better. It worked out better for me. So it's not an all or nothing situation, but what will happen is eventually, if one takes over, which is the thing that you're going towards, great. And then there are some systems there also, so that you can maintain that, because what people lose sight of is every businesses are cyclical, and there are up and down trends, and that's why multiple streams work the best, so that it, it compensates for the low trend of a certain business. So you got to have that going on as well, but the main thing is having the confidence and the competence to go forward with what it is that you have in mind, with a plan. Okay, with a plan and some mentorship and coaching, because um, what you can do by yourself in 2 years, with the right coach and program, time will compress, and it'll take you less time. And also, you have somebody watching your back, giving you that feedback, so that you're not just stumbling along. Again, I used when we started the conversation today, one of my colleagues who's a math tutor, but she teaches math. So that's just something that people need, depending on their industry. So it's more cut and dry. If you're doing something else where it could be a lifestyle type of thing, like for example, if a mom wants a postpartum coach, or she doesn't, she can do it by herself. If somebody wants a fitness coach, they can do it by themselves. Okay. If you don't understand algebra or trigonometry or something like that, you don't do that by yourself. You take a class. If you so that's the thing. And so what you want to do, what we've been talking about, is start to bring out your personality in what you do. And the question is, okay, Dominique, how do I do that? So hopefully you're taking notes and you're writing along with us as we go through this conversation, because the more introspective you are in this conversation, the better off you'll be in recognizing what you have to talk about. I counsel people all the time about, you know, what kind of conversations are you having with people, and letting conversations go off on tangents. That's not the highest use of your time. You need to have conversations that help them the most. Okay. And so if it's a consultation or a coaching call, definitely have their best interest and the highest usage of your time in mind. Okay, so that's why we're talking about this. Woo! There goes my throat. All right, so as we sort, think about your skills. All right, your skills are not for you, your skills are for the people you're working with. So when you're in the listening position, um, always listen and try to figure out, where am I helpful? Where am I most helpful in this situation? Um, if the person is coming to you, you don't have to give them a lot of anecdotes about your past. You can link what has happened to you and understand where they're coming from, but you don't have to go off into your whole background, because number one, they haven't paid you yet. Number two, people are selfish. They're not talking to you to hear, just, they want a solution. If they're coming to you, they are probably needing what you've got. And so they are not where you are. Okay. Now, if there is a pivotal story, of course, make it make sense. But be very careful with how you position yourself in these conversations. Make sure you are in listening position and you are linking versus and conveying versus going off on a tangent. Okay. So if you start to write down your skills, you're definitely going to come up with um, first, what are your, like, what skills you use every single day, and then if you keep going down, I'd say at least toward 20 items that you can name as a skill, you're going to start getting to the real skills. Okay. The top few skills are going to be what you use on a daily basis. And those skills are probably heavily related to your job or your activities as whatever, maybe parenting and anything else that you do on a regular basis. But if you keep going, guys, beyond the first 15 and start getting to the bottom of a page, you're going to start to really find out the skills that you do have. And believe me, ask people near and dear to you what they think your skills are, and they're not going to name the first top 15. They're going to name the true skills that they see, what they see in you as your skills. Okay. So first start with yourself and then ask people around you and add to that list. All right. And then when it comes to your audience, um, the the skills at the top of the page are what has helped you live your life, but the skills at the bottom of the page are what you have pretty much probably transferred to your children, and that's more powerful. So I want you to start taking stock, guys, because in order to walk into a new year coming up very soon, less than 50 days, I don't know the number exactly, you're going to have to take stock first and lead with your strengths. So anybody want to come on stage and add to that, you are welcome to do so. And any comments on stage, go ahead. The mic is open. All right, welcome, Frederick.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I've been on Clubhouse for a minute, so trying to figure this thing out again. But I was just going to mention, so as you're, say leaving, trading your job for a business, how important would you say it is to have a good team around you on your team as a business? Um, like on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think is some more important, to have a coach or to have a team around you? Um,
Well, I'll go first, and then I'm sure the mother funder wants to say something because he's in a different situation. In what I do, I handle my clients. Now, for my tutoring, I have other tutors, so that's very important. Um, having being in a program with coaches to me is like taking your lunch to work every day. It's a good idea, because what happens if you don't take your lunch with you? You end up probably buying something that you shouldn't eat.
yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, well, maybe I should tell you a little bit of background just so you know where I'm coming from. So I work in construction, and I do have an awesome team. I know how important my team is to me, but I'm just saying I haven't really had a one-on-one coach tell me each thing to do in business. I've learned a lot of crap just from um, just changing tactics, And so I guess I'm saying, like, at what point do you think that a person does need a full-time coach, somebody that's in the position that they want to be in, say, versus just trying to build a bigger team to get there? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure when Mother Thunder comes back, you definitely want to tap into him because I know he does real estate and anything construction related, things like that. Personally, Frederick, I believe in personal development. Just like you had teachers your entire um, career in, uh, if you went to whatever schooling you had before the age of 18, I highly recommend um, mentorship from that point forward because I have a 20-year-old and whether you're a single mom, the way that I raise my kids or not, you everybody needs mentorship. I don't care if you get it from the clergy, from anyone. You need the honest, open perspective of sensible people who move forward. You know, I just think that that's invaluable. And I just know, just like if you don't take your lunch, you're liable to eat anything and you're probably going to get, you're going to regret it because just by sticking to a path, it just helps you avoid unnecessary, triggers and things like that. That's all. I mean, I think it's invaluable. And definitely if you're not um, hiring them specifically, you definitely want to have a coach in a community where you can at least learn from them and network with them because who wants to keep taking who wants to just eat lunch wherever and whatever every single day. It's just not a good decision. You've got to be more focused than that and have a goal, you know? So I don't care what kind of business you're in, personal development it's almost like, taking a daily shower. I think it's a must. Oh, we have Mo on the stage. So Mo, what do you think of what is your opinion on have keeping a coach? Is it something that you would say is a must, or is it just maybe 50-50, maybe not, maybe yes? I think personal development is a
Hey,
must.
let me add to that before you go to Mo.
Oh, Mother Thunder, we
Yeah.
called you. We
Yeah.
called you.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. So I would say is you don't have to have a full time coach to do what you're trying to do. What you need to do is you need to tap into a system like a community that can support where you're trying to go and where you're trying to grow. So it makes no sense to go to a medical convention or a medical community when you're in construction. So you gotta be intentional with what you're doing. So now, however, and I'll give you an example. We're all grown here. We all make decisions, and so a lot of times we get stuck in making a decision because what if it doesn't work? And that's all we focus on. Well, what if this doesn't work? What if this person is trying to scam me? You are a big kid. We're all adults here. We know when somebody is pulling the wolves, pulling a trick on us or something. And so, and I'll use myself as an example. So, and this is me being vulnerable. So I started my business as a travel agent, one of the first major businesses that I started. What happened? I sucked at it because I didn't put the time into it. I didn't know what I was doing, and like I just would talk bad about, oh man, this is a scam, and they don't do this and they don't do that and all of this, and I had to take a look at it and take it for what it was and tell the truth on myself that I was the one that was doing wrong. I didn't put the time into it. I put the money into it, but I didn't put the time into it. And so that's where I lack. We got to be able to come into spaces and places like this, be intentional with our words, be intentional with our actions. So it's kind of like the first of the year where everybody want to commit to losing weight, and so it's an exceptional play for marketers where you can bet your money on going into the workout boutiques. There's gonna be a lot of people flooding it, but a couple of weeks after that, they're not gonna be there. So you got to be intentional. So I'm going to specifically be intentional with you, Frederick. I'm going to tell you to send me your information on Instagram so I can connect you to my community. And then once you get into the community, this this is this is a community like none other. And when I say I've spent a ton of money on real estate educational programs, and it has not given me the return of what I've invested in myself just on this particular program and coaches that I have around. Because once you join the community, you have many coaches, and it will take you down a rabbit hole. So the mere fact of somebody asking, well, when do I need a full-time coach? Just get started. We don't know the answers. We don't know the answers to everything. I don't know everything. And so I'm so vulnerable to the point where, and I have property, I own businesses. Guess what? I do not know everything. But guess what? I'm connected to so many people, and I'm connected with mentors. And so you'll have many mentors. The biggest mistake is that we can make is we can put one thing into one person. So you gotta have your hands in social media coach. You gotta have a money coach. There's many coaches that you gotta have, but in due time, you just get started and then just learn from there. So hit me up, send me your information on Instagram, man, and let's connect and then go from there.
Yeah, we'll do. What services do you offer? Like, what kind of coaching is it? Like, what is your?
So
Can you tell me more about
we
it?
got one-on-one coaching, we got group coaching, we got business coaching, we got all of the type of coaching you want. We show you how to work with VAs. It's a lot of things that we have, but the biggest thing is I'm not gonna sell you anything. We gotta communicate first to see where you are, because the worst thing that we could do is pull the trigger on something that somebody doesn't need. And so I'm not willing to waste your time, and I'm not willing to waste my time. But when you said real estate and construction, that piqued my interest. So that's what I want to focus on, is that, like, where are you trying to grow, not where you trying to go, because going is a destination. Growing is getting bigger. So growing is where you have to take a stand and a stop and figure out where you are right now. Because see, we can keep on going and we can run straight into a dead end. And chances are you can't get anywhere when you're at a dead end. And so that's what I offer, man.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely hit you up.
So where you from, Frederick?
Southern Utah.
Really?
Yep.
I'm in Sandy now.
Yeah, I'm in Saratoga Springs right now doing a project, and we're up here right now as well.
Okay, cool. How far is Sandy from here, or from you?
Sorry, I was looking it up. It's like 16 miles.
Well, look, if you have some time, man, let's see if we can connect, man. Because it's no accident that I'm in Utah and that you in Utah. You come up on the coach's stage, man. It's no accident.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I I'm gonna be busy the rest of the day, maybe sometime tomorrow. But if you're gonna be around tomorrow, I might could.
All right, brother. Well, shoot me your information, man. Let's go from there.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, thank you.
Yes, guys. Oh, Mo will come back. Anyway, so the reason why we're having this conversation is because we already know, we're making our Christmas list. We're making, we know we gotta shop for the family. We know we are thinking about the pounds that we lost or the commitments that we didn't hold up this year. We already know we're going through all of those ins and outs. And so, because of this fantastic platform, we're able to, check in with each other and just kind of, where did you take your vision to this year or not? And what does that mean for next year? Do not put your visions on the shelf. Number one, you got to connect with people. Got to connect with people. Think about how often you have changed your mind or you've done something positive because you just talked to the right person at the right time. Think about that, guys. Okay? Um, we all need a little bit of encouragement. That's it. Now, I always need encouragement. That's why I stay in a coaching program. Like I said, I'm always in a program. But even without those coaches, I already know. Like, I don't like self-talk all the time, especially when it's negative. So I'm always in some type of personal development or writing, okay? Um, or exercising so that I stay positive. And so if you're on this platform, hey, take advantage of the positivity that is here and link up with people who will keep you going, who will keep you going on the right track because that's what it's all about. That's why we're having this conversation. Turning whatever you had into something else is a matter of doing more of the new thing and less of the old thing. It's as simple as that. And over time. All right. So if you are looking to, start or go back to or make a new move, whatever it is, everybody's doing the same thing. So get into these conversations and, express like what it's like for you right now. Sometimes when you have other people to consider, it's harder to make choices because of, you don't, etc. But you can at least talk about it, and get that support, guys. Okay. Yes, it's great to make all these connections, guys. Great to make all these connections. So I would say I think we have come to a great stopping point unless anybody has any further comments. The mic is open. Go ahead.
I think that's good. I think we're good, Miss Dominique.
All right, you guys, it's been great. I think that if you've gotten a few steps or if you've gotten a a challenge, especially a challenge, that's also great because everybody's doing the same thing that you're doing. Getting ready for a new year. What is it going to look like? What about this year? And, who can help me hold myself accountable? There are plenty of people to do that. All right. Just be practical with it. and it's okay. It's okay. Like I said before, you've got tools under your belt. Just take the ones out that you need and just switch it out. It doesn't have to be black and white. Okay, guys? So I have had a great time talking with you guys today. So, Derek, where can people find you?
Say that again, Ms. Dominique.
Where can people find you?
Oh yes, people can find me on my digital card. I put it in the chat, but you can definitely get in contact with me on Instagram, um, and that's Mister. That's Mr. dot Young one. So Mister dot Young one, and connect with me there, and let's see how we can help you grow. That's the most important. Is once you find the program, join that program, start the program, and finish the program. And it's a process. You got to have that community. Make sure you have that community to support you of like-minded individuals. And you don't want somebody that's just going to tell you anything just to sell you anything. You want somebody that can really help and that can add value to your life, because you don't want to waste time. Time is of the essence. We can always make more money, but we can never get more time back.
All right, and I would like to say on behalf of Derek, you do not want to stay in your own thoughts when it comes to growing. You want to tap into somebody who can give you, their outlook, also a fresh outlook, an unbiased outlook. Okay. Now, for me, I help everyday people, structure digital products, and there's a lot of accountability there. Okay. I'm definitely, uh, a taskmaster. Like, you want to work hard, let's work, let's do it, you know. But let me tell you something. This time of the year catches a lot of people, turning deep rooted whatever procrastination, anxiety, causes for the whatevers, to take them down the same slope of inaction. We got to stop that. All right, we got to stop that. But if you're not about that work, then this conversation is not for you. If you are about that work, then absolutely replay this recording and take action. Take action. There are links in the chat. The course creation starter kit is right there. Send me a DM. Send Derek a DM. Whatever you got to do, but take those steps today. Unleash your inner, business badass. Okay. So, with that being said, I think we're going to close the room. See you next time. All right.
Bye, Miss Dominique.
All right. Bye.